Dami, there's something that I started doing with the Patreon members where in the beginning I was sending out like weekly update emails. And then I kind of fell off on that just because I got so consumed with everything. And then I started to look to move out. I moved into this place late October. And, my goal, it was funny. Someone sent me a video of me talking about how, like, at the end of 2020, my goal was to try to be in a new studio, like a studio setup, which is what we're in right now. But it all happened because of COVID, right? Like, COVID, it's weird because my 9 to 5 family business is struggling, but my show is thriving. And I'm a part of a network, Blue Wire, where they help me get ads and they help promote the show, and it's really cool. And I'm really happy with them. And also the Patreon. So one of the perks that I was doing with Patreon, and I think after this conversation with you, I'm gonna bring it back, man, about like the email marketing and sort of letting people know, because what that was a weekly update, like who the guests were gonna be, what the layout of the show was gonna be, anything new dropping. Is that how different is email marketing from like social media marketing?
I feel like you can use social to increase your email marketing, right? You have to kind of run ads, give them something free for people to sign up, and then like you can build your email through that. But with email marketing, the important thing is like you're not spending any money to email these people, right? With
Great point.
social, you have to kind of spend money to reach people. Now the way social is kind of set up, like even if you post the content, like so
Don't
many
see
people
it.
don't see it.
Yeah.
Like you have to run like Instagram or Facebook is built in a way like you have to run ads for people to really see your content, right? It's only people that interact with you all the time or like like close people that actually see your content. Even with even with like influencers with millions of followers, the engagement rate is still like 2-3%. So it's like not everyone see your content, but with your email list, people are always going to check their emails, right? I'm sure you woke up this morning and you check your
So
email,
it's become the first thing that I check.
right? So people check their email. So if like they're interested in your product and they follow you and they give you their email, I mean like I try to email people like once every week, once every 2 weeks, like and with that you can monetize on that, right? That's if you're selling a product or you have a podcast, whatever it is that you're doing, you can always reach your consumers, the people that really truly follow you directly. Even because social always change, right? Like
Hmm.
like you remember Vine,
Yep.
people had millions of followers on Vine. Now that platform is gone. So like, who knows what tomorrow might be? Like maybe 2 years from now, we might not have Instagram again, but you always gonna have your email list. It's always gonna be there. Um, so it's about like it's a backup really, and it's even much better because you're not spending any money to reach your consumer.
That's an absolute gem. That's that's true. Yeah. Mass email list and you have all the emails saved and you can send them out. Yeah, you're right. No, I'm definitely gonna get back into that. There's something you mentioned before about like the entrepreneur grind. I don't think it's a conversation I had with my buddy Mustafa. How it's not built for everybody. It's very draining. I saw on your Instagram story a couple of days ago. It might have been like a week or so ago, where it was like well past midnight, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna pull an all nighter or whatnot." How many nights do you have like that?
I feel like a lot. Um, so I even before COVID, I was doing Fini full time, and I still had like another job that I was doing. So like, at some point, I was like, I had like 3-4 jobs, and I never sleep. Like literally, I would sleep for like 2 hours every day, and like for months, and I go on vacation, like kind of relax, and come again and do the same thing. So for me, I'm kind of used to like just putting all nighters and like just like getting shit done, and and
Get
uh,
shit done. That's
right.
my just get shit done, man.
Because at the beginning of like being an entrepreneur, like sometimes your business is not gonna pay the bills. You have to find you have to have another job to pay for your bills and then work on your business grind. And like just like everybody else, I was doing that, and now I'm like trying to transition myself into like focus full time on Fini, and I have people now that work full time with me as well, trying to scale really. Because if you scale, then we can reach more people, sell more products, turn this into more business, open stores, find ways to continue to grow. But I had to kind of grind to get to this point where I'm able to do that. So even now till now, I'm still working on multiple projects, and working on multiple projects within Fini Shoes that still require me to pull an all-nighter and to require me to. There's so many different day-to-day tasks or to do list that like it doesn't end. Like I have to get through. So it's about dedication and like being passionate about what you do. Because I'd rather like just do what I need to do than just sit there and play video game. So I'm always on my grind.
Listen, I take offense to the video game comment because I like to play me some video games too. But I hear you do.
No, I do play video games a lot actually, but sometimes I kind of focus in, you know what I'm saying, like and get shit done. Like sometimes I just have like so many emails sitting there that I need to reply to. Because now I'm getting to the point where I'm collaborating with like major brands and I'm doing so many different things. Like I owe them a level of like concentration and a level of like
focus and attention. It
right.
needs to be a priority. Yeah, absolutely. It's funny that setup you see over there to the right of me, to the left of anyone watching this video, that's my Twitch setup. So I stream on Twitch, give or take. I don't do it as much now when I moved in here because, dude, it just got to a point where it was taking up way too much of my time.
But it's also a way to grow your following, right?
It is, and also also over there with, you can make some money off gaming, but I've been able to learn a lot more about the people that really like fuck with me, like the fans that come and watch you play video games and whatnot. A lot of them, I was able to pick up momentum right away because I had a built-in audience from the podcast. So when I told people I was streaming on Twitch, and now what I do every now and then. Again, the ones that follow me on Twitch are like, no, you fucking don't. You don't do this anymore as much as you once did. But I would just turn it on and kind of just chat. You sort of put a face to the username now, and it becomes a little bit more intimate because it's live, and they can interact with you like that.
I've never been on Twitch, so I don't know.
It's cool, man. It's probably, I think, it's the most unique social media platform because it's basically you in front of a camera and there's a chat room that's live.
Oh, okay.
And then from there, they can watch you play video games. They can watch you just chat. They can watch you eat. Like, it's crazy, some of the shit that people like and tune into. But with that, it just became more of a burden than it became enjoyable for me.
So, like, how do people, like, do you tell people what time you're going to go on?
Yeah, like, the best way to do it is to be consistent, just like anything else, right?
So, just like, I'm going to be on 5 p.m. every day.
Yes. So, you have, like, a stream schedule. Or, like, with me, I have a Discord where I let the people that are on my Discord, give or take, it's about 70, 80 people in there, both for the show and for my Twitch community. And it's like, I'm going to stream tonight. Pull up if you guys aren't doing anything. Promote it on social media also. But when you do a one-off like me now, it depends. Like, I'll get 20 to 30 people to tune in. But then when I'm more consistent, I'll get 30 to 40. You know what I'm saying? And you have a set schedule. But then there are other times where, like, I might stream and there might be 9 people in there. It's because you're streaming once in a blue. Maybe the hours don't match.
Right.
You do it in the morning as opposed to the nighttime. So it all varies and depends. But it's probably the most unique social media platform. And I still think it's in its infancy as far as, like, how big Twitch really could become. Because to some people, it's sort of taboo. It's, you're just a gamer. But it's like, nah. DJ Academics became bigger than what he was because of Twitch. He would go on there and he would review albums and mixtapes and you just like talk shit about it. So it's a very different platform. But the reason why I bring that up is I'm curious what your work-life balance is. Is there any?
Right now it's just work, honestly.
You are a little lucky now because like you're not missing out on much, right? So like you could stay in on a Thursday night, Friday night because you ain't really going nowhere.
I feel like COVID really helped me kind of accelerate everything I'm trying to do, or because I honestly, like, the last 9 months I've been able to kind of focus on what I'm doing, focus like designing marketing strategy for Fini Shoes, and I'm also like creative strategy for another brand that we're creating an accessory line for them. So I'm also doing that job as well, where I'm working with designers and factories in Italy trying to create handbags. It's a luxury product and should be out this year, hopefully. Um, so we will, bouncing back and forth ideas. Like, you have to create authentic products that fits into this brand. So it was more of like, oh, what can we do? And like, there's a lot that we had to kind of sit down and review and like discuss and like be creative as well. So being inside and like just kind of make me zero in and focus. So for the past few months, honestly, it's been work for me because I'm trying to accomplish so much. I'm building like the HQ Fini Shoes HQ as well in Long Island City right here. So it's like I'm trying to accomplish so much by myself. I don't have a big team that work with me. I have one person that work with me full time here. I have like people that work around the world for like doing different stuff. Like I have people that work for me in India for like on the website. My graphic designer is in Portugal. And there's some other people that do random things for me, but like physically in person, I only have one person with me. So there's so much we can do together. So it's like, all right. But honestly, I haven't. There's no right now. Hopefully, in the next months, when like I have other people that do different tasks, and and things are more like automated, and I can have a lot more work life balance. The one thing like I always want to kind of do, which is what I'm doing, is as well, is to have a really good work life balance. But I feel like it's tough at the beginning where you're trying to put stuff together. Like you kind of have to kind of just go for it, and it might take you 1 year to kind of do this, but the next 2 years you're just chilling and like you're not really doing much. Everything's kind of like on autopilot. For me, it's like the beginning of a lot of stuff that I'm trying to accomplish, and I'm just trying to still go for it.
Yeah, man, it's an interesting dynamic. I think the real answer is that you might not be able to ever figure out a work-life balance because you care about your product so much. It's the same thing with me here. I really, dude, when I go on vacation, I act a fool. I go crazy. I spend way more money than I should, but it's because I don't go anywhere. I don't do anything. You know how many times like my friends will cut my ass like, yo, bro, you're not coming out? Obviously now, different circumstances, but it's like, man, I've been to bars. I've went to clubs, and like the moment I get there, Dami, I'm just like, fuck, yo, I should have stayed home. I should have edited something because it's just, I feel like it's not my scene anymore. I'm just so into like what I'm doing, and I've been lucky enough and pretty blessed with some of the people that I've crossed paths with. Like my buddy Alex, he does the graphics for the show. He's in Chicago, a little bit like you, where even the guys that are from New York and New Jersey that help me with the show and do some editing, like my buddy Eric, he does editing for the show where I send him the files and he'll get it done and uploads it on the YouTube channel. My friend Dom, same thing. Well, Dom lives in Staten Island. He's about an hour away. Eric lives in the middle of Jersey, about an hour and a half, 2 hours away. So usually what I try to do is, well, one thing that I'm trying to do now is that setup over there, I'm trying to link the cameras to the computer so I could avoid the jumping back and forth, where I can have like an actual producer in the chair, toggle back and forth on the camera, where now it's, I send the two files from the cameras with the audio from the mics, I line up everything, and then it's just like jump cutting, right? And together as a team, my buddy Taryn, he does the Facebook ads and he'll promote the show on Facebook or tweet it out on the links. And my friend Phil, he runs the Discord and the Patreon stuff. Someone signs up to the Patreon. Yo, Nick, Dami just signed up for the Patreon. He's in the $10 tier, whatever it is. Make sure Dami is getting all the shit that he is entitled to for being in the tier. So having a team to delegate things to, it's very important. Like one thing I really wanted to put an emphasis on in 2021 and moving forward is removing I and putting we. Yeah. Because I'm going to get the credit because I'm the on-air talent. I'm on every episode. My name is on it. The name is attached to it. But you can't do it solo.
Yeah, definitely. And which is my next big thing now. It's like I need to create a team around me or like pick people that align with what I'm trying to do. You know what I'm saying? like think about any big company, regardless of even if it's fashion or like tech. You need to have like you can do so much with the right team, with the right people. Like if you have one bad egg, that could spoil the entire basket. But if you are, it's about picking the right people to work with me really. And like I'm not really in a rush to like, oh, I want to fill certain positions or fill in certain seats of people I want to work with. Um, which it's a learning experience for me too. Which is why I'm signing up with like a couple of interns, see how things go.
I think the best way to do it, and what helped me, and obviously we're in a different field, but I think what helped me is I kind of would put out feelers of, hey, does anyone know how to edit? And then people would send me like resumes also, which I didn't really need your resume per se. I just needed to know if you're given a task and you get it done. And it sort of became just like word to mouth, or everyone that's helping on the show are fans of the show. And I'm still not at the position where I could really pay them, but my buddy Alex from Chicago, first time we met was in Vegas. Told him, yo, fly out to Vegas. I'll take care of the hotel. I'll take care of, he didn't pay for anything when we went over there. He also doesn't like to gamble or drink, so it was very nice on my pockets. I made sure that I made up for that. But he's a big UFC fan. I'm a UFC fan. There was a UFC pay-per-view over there. I went and I did some networking and did some interviews while I was out there. And I was like, dude, yo, you give me your time. Anything I need, you hold me down. Let's make a weekend out of it.
Okay.
So that's like cool. One way. My buddy Dom was going to intern somewhere because he's in the last year of college. So I tell him, I'm like, yo, use me as a resource. Like I've spoken to deans and to professors, and I'm going to hype them up because that's the least that I could do since they're giving me their time. Yeah. And it's sort of what's worked for me is selling people on the vision, because also I lead by example. Like, I never tell someone to do something I'm not willing to do. I feel like it's hypocritical.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, I can't, if me and you were to work together, I'd be like, yo, Dami, you gotta stay up till 3 a.m, bro. And then I'm sleeping at 8.
Yeah. So one thing I also realized is, by the person that work with me right now, it's like people bounce off your energy, right? So if they say like, oh, you're very passionate about this, like, yo, you're trying to do this, they see your reaction to everything, right? They say like, oh, it's really working, right? They also do the same thing. Like people, what I'm saying? People like, oh, I can't just sit down and relax. But if I'm just chilling, I'm just like, I'm not doing anything. It's not gonna work as well. You know what I'm saying? It's gonna chill the same way I'm chilling. So like, I feel like it's very important if you're trying to build a team, to lead by example, so people can emulate you. And I'm blessed to be in a position where I can teach people a few things I've learned. People that want to, do something like I want to do, or something similar, where I can, I know a lot of people. I have network now. People that can say, oh, this is what you need. Like you can talk to this person, or this is what you do. And I'm just looking to see, how I can help people and hopefully see what I can do for both of us. Like if someone is willing to learn and apply those skills somewhere else, then great, because I can teach a lot, and then they can apply those skills to create their own company, or even working somewhere else, or getting a job somewhere else.
How do you guys have like a place where you store all of your products? You have like a
so
warehouse?
The place in Long Island City, it's a combination of warehouse / office / studio and a creative space. So it's like all in all, it's like one spot.
So how does it feel walking into there? Because, man, one thing that I do is, because I live here too, right? I do my best to keep the craft and the personal separate. So what I'll do is I'll keep my bedroom door closed when like I have an interview or a podcast scheduled. I have a lot of the show stuff in there, and you came in there because I showed you like the hats and whatnot, also just to pick your brain about that. But then on the flip side, when I'm not doing a show, I keep this door closed. Because like I don't want to see it all the time, because I want to be able to work-life balance and have this little escape. But then when I do come on here and I turn on the lights, it's like this is like my octagon. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like this is my field. So how is that? Is that similar for you when you go in there like every time? Because I feel like if that's the answer, then
Well, for me, it's like it's different. So it's just like work, really. So I have my desk. I have like I create like an entertainment area where like I just gonna chill out.
escape a little bit for a
Right.
couple of hours.
And
Or,
even like if I want to take meetings, people come in there and like want to talk to me, and you can just sit on the couch and have music in the background or TV or whatever. And there's a studio, like a photography studio, that we create content, right? So at the beginning, I usually outsource product photography, and like it became really be expensive. It's like about $20 to $25 per image. If you try, if for one shoe, if you're gonna take like, let's say like 7 to 10 image of one shoe, so I can end up spending like $200 on a shoe.
but wait, why you have to hire someone to do that?
Yeah, you have to. I take it because there's like photo studios around the city that they specialize in taking like product photography. But I took all that back in house now. So I just bought the studio,
That's gangsta. I love it.
and then like
So you cut one expense off.
right, because if I'm gonna do it that way, and I'm releasing so many products in a year. Let's say like I between t-shirts and like shoes and
Do me a favor,
whatever.
just move the mic a little bit closer to you.
Between t-shirts and shoes, and let's say I release like 100 products in a year, and I'm doing like, let's say, average of 5 shots per product. That's 500 shots. And then they charging me $200 per shots. That's like, do the math, that's like $10,000. But if I buy the studio myself, and there's somebody that works with me that do anything I want to do, like if it's packing products, shipping out products, taking product photography, answering calls, emails, like it's there. Like I can take that money and pay him. It goes towards his salary, but he also do all that tasks for me, right? And I can also help other people, and I can monetize on that and say, oh, you have a shoe company or a clothing company,
I have a place that you could come in.
and I can do your product photography for you, and I will charge you half of what normal person would charge you. Like, what I'm saying? Like, for me, it's like, okay, I don't want and same quality, or even better.
Yeah, of course, because you're also using it too. So
Right.
it's not like if I'm on the outside looking in and I have a shoe company and I see that you have a successful company and you're doing it at your place and you're charging me less, what more? There's nothing else you need to sell me on.
Right. So exactly. So now it's about like same thing like you said. Like if I have people that want to learn and also want to start their own company, they have resources and stuff that they can use at my spot. Like they don't have to go find somewhere else to do put up photography or do stuff. Like we have that in house, and also we have like a studio. We can even do like content. Like models can come in and take content with our products.